The door comes off the hinges at 4:37 in the morning. You are first through the frame, weapon up, flashlight cutting through the darkness, screaming commands at a man who has been trafficking children across state lines for 11 years. He reaches for something on the nightstand. Your finger is on the trigger. 1 second. That's how long you have to decide. But that moment is years away. Right now, you are sitting in a cubicle at an accounting firm in Baltimore, 2 years out of college, staring at a spreadsheet of quarterly earnings reports. Your phone buzzes, an email from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Subject line, application status update phase 2. Your heart rate doubles. You applied 11 months ago. 18,000 people apply to the FBI every year. They accept roughly 900 for testing. Of those, they will hire fewer than 500. Phase 2 is a 3-hour written exam covering logic, reasoning, situational judgment, and language proficiency. You take it in a federal building downtown. The room is silent. The questions are designed to be unanswerable by intuition alone. They want to see how you reason through impossibility. You finish with 4 minutes remaining. You don't know if you passed. Nobody tells you anything. The FBI operates on silence. Phase 3 is the structured interview. You sit across from 3 special agents in a windowless room. They ask you about ethics, not skills. You are working a case. You discover that a colleague has fabricated evidence. What do? Every answer has a wrong version that sounds right and a right version that sounds painful. You tell the truth each time because you sense correctly that these people have been trained to detect lies at a molecular level. Physical fitness test. You run 300 meters in under 52 seconds, do 44 sit-ups in a minute, sprint for 300 meters again, and max out on push-ups. You taste blood in the back of your throat during the final sprint. You pass with a composite score that qualifies you for the academy. 6 months later, another email. You have been selected to attend the FBI Academy at Quantico, Virginia. Report date, March 14th. You resign from the accounting firm. Your boss looks at you like you've lost your mind. You don't explain. You pack a bag and drive south. You are a new agent trainee, a NAT at the FBI Academy, a compound built on a Marine Corps base in the Virginia woods. 20 weeks, the most comprehensive law enforcement training program in the world. The academy is part graduate school, part military boot camp, part psychological laboratory. You take courses in federal law, criminal procedure, constitutional rights, forensic science, behavioral analysis, and interview techniques. The academic load is heavier than anything you experienced in college. You study until midnight. Lights out is at 11, but nobody follows that rule. Firearms training. You have never fired a handgun. Most NATs haven't. You draw the Glock 19M from the holster, establish your grip, align the sights, and press the trigger. The recoil snaps your wrists. The round goes wide. The instructor stands behind you and says, "Slow is smooth, smooth is fast." You fire 600 rounds a day for 3 weeks. By week 4, you can draw, fire, and hit a target at 15 yards in under 2 seconds. Hogan's Alley, a fake town built inside the academy grounds. Streets, stores, a bank, apartments. You run scenario-based training here. Hostage negotiations, undercover buys, active shooter response. Everything uses simunition rounds, paint-tipped bullets that hurt when they hit you. You clear a house during a kidnapping scenario. You enter the bedroom. The hostage-taker has a gun to the victim's head. You have a 2-inch target, the bridge of his nose visible between the hostage's shoulder and the doorframe. You fire once. The paint round hits him in the forehead. The scenario ends. The instructor reviews your body camera footage. You made the shot. You also exposed your left flank to a secondary threat position you didn't clear. In a real situation, you would be dead. You saved the hostage and killed yourself, the instructor says. 0.5 out of 1. You graduate. You receive your badge and your credentials. You are special agent. Those words feel heavier than you expected. Your first field office. You are assigned to a mid-sized city in the Midwest. Your squad handles public corruption, elected officials, law enforcement officers, and government employees who abuse their positions for personal gain. This is not the FBI you saw on television. You spend your first 6 months doing surveillance, sitting in a car for 12 hours watching a county commissioner's house, documenting who enters, who leaves, license plates, timestamps. Your partner is a 20-year veteran who drinks gas station coffee and says fewer than 50 words per shift. This is the work, not shootouts, not car chases, watching, waiting, documenting your first arrest. A city councilman who has been accepting cash payments from a construction company in exchange for steering municipal contracts. You have been building this case for 8 months. Wiretaps, undercover recordings, bank records, financial analysis. Your accounting degree, the one your mother said was boring, is the reason you caught the pattern. A series of cash deposits just below the $10,000 reporting threshold. Structuring, a federal crime on its own. You cuff him in his driveway on a Tuesday morning. He is wearing a bathrobe. His wife watches from the kitchen window. He says, "This is a mistake." You read him his Miranda rights. He is silent during the ride to the field office. At the booking desk, he asks for his lawyer. You process him. You inventory his personal effects: a wallet, a watch, a phone with 47 unread messages. He is a human being who made a choice and is now experiencing the consequence. You feel no satisfaction. You feel the weight. 4 years in, you are a fully qualified case agent, a street agent running your own investigations. You specialize in white-collar crime, fraud, embezzlement, money laundering, and financial schemes that steal millions from people who can't afford to lose hundreds. You are the lead agent on a Ponzi scheme investigation. A financial advisor in the suburbs has been running a fraudulent investment fund for 11 years, 212 victims, $47 million. The oldest victim is 89. She invested her entire retirement, $182,000, based on a handshake and a promise of 8% returns. The money is gone. It was gone before she invested it. You spend 14 months building the case. You subpoena bank records from 6 institutions. You interview 103 witnesses. You reconstruct the flow of funds through 14 shell companies across 4 states. The work is meticulous, exhausting, and invisible. Nobody will make a movie about an FBI agent reading bank statements at 2 in the morning. The prosecution is successful. The financial advisor is sentenced to 22 years. You attend the sentencing. The 89-year-old victim is there. She walks with a cane. She approaches you in the hallway afterward. She takes your hand in both of hers. She says, "Thank you." You say, "Yes, ma'am." You walk to your car and sit there for a while. The money is not recovered. It never is. 22 years in prison and $47 million gone. Justice is not restoration. It is accountability. You learn to live with the difference. You are selected for an undercover assignment. Your legend, your fake identity, has been built over 3 months. New name. New backstory, new driver's license, credit cards, social media profiles. You are a middleman in a drug trafficking organization, a money facilitator who launders cash through a chain of car washes and nail salons. You meet the target at a restaurant in Miami. He is calm, well-dressed, and paranoid. He checks your hands for calluses. Law enforcement officers have different calluses than businessmen. He checks your shoes. Federal agents tend to wear specific brands. He asks questions designed to trip you up, details about your childhood, your family, your arrest record. You have rehearsed your legend until it is more real than your actual life. You answer everything without hesitation. For 7 months, you live as someone else. You eat meals with people who would kill you if they knew who you were. You laugh at their jokes. You attend their children's birthday parties. You develop a genuine friendship with one of the lieutenants, a man named Carlos who is raising his daughter alone because his wife died of cancer. Carlos is a good father. Carlos also oversees the distribution of 40 kilos of cocaine per month. The takedown happens on a Thursday. 12 simultaneous arrests across 3 states. Carlos is arrested at his daughter's school during pickup. He sees you standing with the arrest team. He looks at you. He does not say anything. His daughter is crying. You maintain eye contact for 3 seconds, then look away. This is the job. You spend 6 weeks debriefing. Then you go home to an apartment you haven't been to in 7 months. Your real life feels fake now. You don't sleep well for a long time. You are promoted to SSA Supervisory Special Agent. You run a squad of 12 agents. Your squad handles counterintelligence, identifying and neutralizing foreign intelligence officers operating on American soil. The work is chess. A foreign diplomat at an embassy in Washington has been making contact with a defense contractor who holds a top-secret clearance. The contacts are casual: dinners, sporting events, drinks at a bar, but they are increasing in frequency and shifting in nature. Your analyst identified the pattern. You assign a surveillance team. You build a profile. You wait. The diplomat makes an approach. He asks the defense contractor for information about a classified weapons program. This is espionage. You now have to decide: arrest immediately and burn the intelligence source, or let it run and use the contractor as a double agent to feed disinformation back through the diplomat's reporting chain. You brief the assistant director in charge. The decision goes up to headquarters. You are told to run it. For 9 months, the defense contractor meets with the diplomat and passes carefully crafted documents, real enough to be convincing, altered enough to be useless. The information flows back to a foreign intelligence service that adjusts its operational posture based on data that you authored. You are manipulating a nation's intelligence picture from a desk in Virginia. When the operation ends, the diplomat is declared persona non grata and expelled. There is no press conference, no announcement. The foreign government does not acknowledge it happened. You write a classified report that will be read by fewer than 30 people. This is the invisible work that shapes the world. You are assigned to the FBI's Critical Incident Response Group. When a crisis exceeds the capacity of a field office, a mass shooting, a kidnapping, a domestic terrorism event, your team deploys. A bombing at a federal building in a mid-sized city. 14 dead, 63 injured. You arrive 6 hours after the blast. The building is a ruin, concrete floors collapse like pancake layers, rebar exposed, dust still settling. The local fire department has pulled out the survivors. Your job begins now. You process the crime scene. Every fragment of the bomb, every shred of wire, every piece of shrapnel, every chemical residue is evidence. Your forensic team collects over 11,000 pieces of physical evidence in the first 72 hours. You catalog each one. You reconstruct the device from the fragments. It was an ammonium nitrate bomb packed in a rented van. The detonation mechanism was a cell phone trigger. You trace the phone. The cell carrier provides call detail records. The phone was purchased at a Walmart in another state using a prepaid card. The surveillance footage shows a man in a baseball cap. The resolution is low. Your image analyst enhances it. Your facial recognition database returns no match. You canvass 300 businesses within a 5-mile radius. On day 4, a gas station attendant recognizes the hat. He remembers a license plate, partially. That partial plate leads to a rental agreement. The rental agreement leads to a name. The name leads to an address. The address leads to a storage unit containing enough material for a second bomb. You arrest him at 11 at night. He is sleeping. He does not resist. In his apartment, you find a manifesto. It is exactly what you expected: rage, ideology, grievance. You read it on the drive back. You feel something you haven't felt in years: anger. Not professional detachment. Anger. You put it away. You process the scene. You write the report. 18 years in. You are the ASAC, the number 2 at a major field office. 300 agents, 7 squads, and every major criminal and national security threat in your district runs through your office. You brief the United States Attorney on cases. You coordinate with the CIA, NSA, DHS, and local law enforcement. You manage interagency relationships that are sometimes cooperative and sometimes hostile. Every agency has its own priorities, its own culture, its own definition of success. Your job is to make them work together, or at least not actively sabotage each other. A terrorism investigation. A subject has been communicating with a foreign terrorist organization through encrypted messaging. Your cyber team has been monitoring metadata, not content, metadata, communication patterns, timing. Frequency. The pattern is consistent with operational planning. You request a FISA warrant, a Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act order, to monitor the content. The application is 47 pages. Every statement of fact must be verified independently. Every legal argument must be airtight. One error and the warrant is denied. One misrepresentation and you have committed a federal crime. The warrant is approved. The intercepts reveal a planned attack on a public gathering. You coordinate with counterterrorism, SWAT, and local police. The arrest is made without incident. The subject is found with a pressure cooker bomb and a target map. The event would have killed hundreds. The press conference is held by the United States Attorney. Your name is not mentioned. The agents who made the arrest are congratulated. You go back to your office and start reading the next case file. The stack is 3 inches high. It never gets shorter. You are the SAC, the special agent in charge of a top 10 field office. You run the entire FBI presence in a metropolitan area of 6 million people, 500 agents. Every criminal, intelligence, and cyber threat in the region is your responsibility. A child abduction, an 8-year-old taken from a park in broad daylight. Witness descriptions are fragmented. The first 48 hours are critical. After that, the survival rate drops precipitously. You activate every resource. Surveillance teams canvass the area. Cyber agents subpoena cell tower data for every phone within a half-mile radius during the abduction window, over 3,000 devices. Behavioral analysts construct a profile. CARD, the Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, arrives from Quantico within 4 hours. At 18 hours, a cell phone analysis identifies a device that was in 3 specific locations at 3 specific times: the park, a gas station on the interstate, and a rural property 40 miles away. You coordinate with the local sheriff. A tactical team breaches the property at 4 in the morning. The child is found in a basement room, alive, terrified but physically unharmed. The subject is arrested without resistance. You call the parents from the command post. The mother cannot speak. The father says, "Thank you, God." You hang up. You sit in the mobile command center for a very long time. You think about the black tag scenarios, the ones where you don't find them in time. You've worked those too. Those are the cases you carry home. You are 55 years old, 27 years in the bureau. You are retiring, not because you want to, because your body has decided for you. The stress is accumulated in ways that medicine can manage but not reverse: high blood pressure, chronic insomnia, and an anxiety that surfaces not as panic but as a persistent, low-frequency awareness that something is always about to go wrong. You sit in your office for the last time. The walls are bare. You packed the plaques and photos yesterday. The credentials are on the desk. The badge, the gun, you will turn them in today. For 27 years, these items have been on your body or within arm's reach every hour of every day. Without them, you will feel naked. You know this because every retired agent you've spoken to has said the same thing. You think about the cases: the Ponzi scheme and the 89-year-old woman, the undercover operation and Carlos's face when he saw you, the bombing and the 11,000 pieces of evidence, the child in the basement. You think about the 3 years undercover when your own family didn't know where you were. You think about the marriage that survived, barely, because your wife was stronger than you and refused to let you disappear into the work completely. You attend the retirement ceremony. Your colleagues say things about you that make you uncomfortable. They mention the commendations, the awards, the cases. They don't mention the nights you sat in the car in the driveway for 30 minutes before going inside because you needed to become a different person before opening the door. They don't mention the counselor you saw for 4 years. They don't mention the cost. A young agent approaches you after the ceremony. She is fresh from Quantico, bright-eyed, certain. She asks you for one piece of advice. You think about it. You think about the badge on the desk, the gun in the drawer, the 27 years of invisible work that kept people safe who never knew your name. Remember why you joined, you say. Write it down somewhere, date it. And when the job hollows you out, and it will, go read it. Because the job will try to turn you into a machine. Don't let it. The moment you stop feeling is the moment you become dangerous. She nods. She leaves. You sign the last form. You hand in the badge. You hand in the gun. You drive home in silence. The sky is gray. The highway is quiet. For the first time in 27 years, you are not carrying a weapon, not wearing a badge, not responsible for anyone's safety but your own. The phone does not ring. You are not sure how to feel about that.